Hello my beautiful viewers, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're back at the mulch pile, and I've got another project for the Kubota. As you can see, this pile is getting pretty tall. Instead of just continuing to dump mulch around the bottom and making the pile wider and wider, I'm going to build myself a ramp. The idea is pretty simple. I'm going to use the Kubota and the bucket to shape this mulch into a gradual incline. Once I get it packed down enough, I'll be able to drive up the ramp and dump new loads higher on the pile. That should allow me to use the space I already have instead of spreading this pile farther across the property. And while we're moving mulch today, I want to continue the conversation we've been having lately about vehicle costs. Today I want to answer a question I've heard many times during my years in the automotive repair business. When should you repair an older vehicle, and when should you finally give up and replace it? That's not always an easy decision. So let's get this Kubota moving, start building our ramp, and talk about it. The first thing I need to do is get enough material moved into position to create a gradual slope. I don't want the ramp too steep. Remember, I'm eventually going to be driving the tractor up here with a loaded bucket, so I want a nice gradual and incline and a reasonably solid surface underneath me. I'll keep pushing material into the ramp and packing it as I go. This is one of those jobs where the front end loader really comes in handy. I can push, back drag, carry material, and shape everything with the same machine. And as this pile continues to grow, hopefully this ramp will let me start building upward instead of outward. Now let's talk about cars. Imagine taking your vehicle to a repair shop and finding out it needs $2,000 in repairs. For a lot of people, the first reaction is, I'm not putting $2,000 into this old car. I understand that reaction. $2,000 is a lot of money. But after spending more than 35 years in the automotive repair business, I think there's another question you should ask before making that decision. What is it going to cost me to replace the car? That's where the decision starts to look a little different. A $2,000 repair bill hurts. But compare that $2,000 to buying another vehicle and taking on a car payment every month for the next 5 or 6 years. Then you have to consider insurance. Depending on what you're buying, your insurance may increase. And if you're buying a newer vehicle, depreciation starts working against you immediately. Suddenly, that $2,000 repair doesn't necessarily look quite as bad. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to tell you that every old car is worth repairing. Absolutely not. The condition of the entire vehicle matters. Let's say you've got an older car that's been maintained well. The engine is good, the transmission is good, the body and frame are solid, the brake lines and fuel lines are in good condition, and the suspension isn't falling apart. Then suddenly the car needs a major repair. Maybe it's $1,500, maybe it's $2,000, and maybe it's even more. That repair might buy you several more years of dependable transportation. In that situation, repairing the vehicle can make financial sense. But let's change the situation. Your car needs $2,000 worth of repairs today. The brakes are getting bad, the suspension needs work, the radiator is leaking, the transmission is starting to act funny, the frame is badly rusted, and every few months something else breaks. Now we're having a completely different conversation, and at some point you're not repairing a dependable older car anymore. You're trying to keep an unreliable car alive. This is something I think people sometimes overlook. There's a big difference between one expensive repair and an entire vehicle that's wearing out. Let's say a well-maintained vehicle needs a transmission. That's a big repair. But if everything else on that vehicle is in good condition, putting a transmission in it might give you many more miles. Compare that to another car that needs a transmission, brakes, suspension work, tires, exhaust work, and has serious rust underneath. Those two vehicles might have the same mileage, but I wouldn't look at them the same way. That's why you have to look at the whole car. If you're trying to make this decision, I would recommend having a qualified technician inspect the vehicle. Don't just look at today's repair. Look at what's coming. What's the condition of the frame and the underbody? What do the brake lines look like? What do the fuel lines look like? How are the suspension and steering components? Are there major fluid leaks? How are the tires? Are there warning lights on? Does the engine sound healthy? How does the transmission operate? Those things can help you decide whether you're putting money into a vehicle that still has plenty of life left, or putting money into something that's nearing the end. There's another advantage to repairing the vehicle you already own. You know its history. If you've owned that car for 10 years, you probably know how it has been maintained. You know whether the oil has been changed. You know whether the transmission has been serviced. You know what's already been replaced. If you sell it and buy another used vehicle, you're starting over. That shiny used car sitting on the lot may look great, but you don't necessarily know how the previous owner treated it. Sometimes the old car sitting in your driveway, the one you know, is actually the safer financial decision. Everybody's situation is different. For one person, spending $3,000 repairing an older vehicle might make perfect sense. For somebody else, that same $3,000 could be better used as a down payment toward a replacement. You also have to think about how important reliability is in your particular situation. If you're driving 5 miles to work every day, your needs might be different from those of someone driving 100 miles a day. If you regularly travel long distances, reliability becomes even more important. There isn't one answer that's right for everybody. For me, a few things would make me seriously consider replacing a vehicle. If safety is becoming an issue, that's number one. If structural rust is getting severe, that's another concern. And if I'm repairing one major problem only to have another major problem appear a month or two later, eventually I'm going to stop throwing money at it. At that point, the vehicle's telling you something. But I wouldn't get rid of a good, dependable vehicle simply because one repair estimate scared me. I'd look at the entire picture first. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this mulch pile today. I could look at this pile and say we're running out of room, or I can look at what I already have and figure out how to make better use of it. Instead of starting over somewhere else, I'm building a ramp and getting more use out of the space that's already here. And sometimes that's exactly how I look at an older vehicle. Before replacing something, ask yourself, can I get more useful life out of what I already own? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. The important thing is making that decision based on the condition of the vehicle and the numbers, not simply because you're frustrated when you see that repair estimate. Well, my beautiful viewers, our ramp is starting to take shape. Once I get this packed down and shaped the way I want it, I should be able to drive the Kubota farther up the pile and dump mulch higher. That means more mulch in the same area, and hopefully I can keep this operation going without taking up a whole lot more ground. And when it comes to your vehicle, remember, an expensive repair doesn't automatically mean it's time for a new car. Look at the overall condition. Look at the repairs that may be coming. Look at the cost of replacement. And most importantly, make the decision that works for your budget and your situation. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. How much money would you be willing to put into an older vehicle before you finally said, that's enough, it's time to replace it? I think we're going to get some interesting answers to that one. As always, if you enjoyed spending some time with me today, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below. Thank you for watching, my beautiful viewers. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.